This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And the Lord is indeed out here working, man. Massive judgments continuing to go out every day. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, great millstone, who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing his word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I hope and pray this quick lesson be edifying to your elect. So you see it. It says at least 18 deleted and 9 injured after bus plunges from bridge into a river after veering off the road in Algeria. It says at least, this was 8 hours ago, at least 18 people have been deleted and 9 injured after the bus veered off the road and plummeted from a bridge into a river. That's terrible, man. The scriptures say, call the Lord the King of Terrors, man. Al-Shadia, terrible demon-like power, man. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. And this is one of these, yet another cautionary tale for you Israelites out there, man. Playing the fence, man. Here we are, and soon to enter into Jacob's trouble, and I just did a lesson on, Civil War and what the Pentagon's saying, Trump, having troops all over, rapid response, and, hey, they don't bear the sword, and Esau doesn't bear the sword in vain, man. So they're gonna, once they get the green light, they're gonna be happy to mow down you jakes, man. So in those days, man, you better hope and pray that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is on your side, and I hope and pray that the Lord is on my side, and my family, the brothers and their families, man, their households, man, because it's about to get ugly out here. Scriptures say 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy other, right hand side. How is that going to happen? All types of manner of weaponry, diseases, famines, everybody's worst nightmare that they might have not even had a nightmare about is about to play out under the sun, man. So what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation, man? So it says emergency services were called to reports of the horrific incident late afternoon on Friday to the Mohammedia district of East Algeria. You see these pictures, man. I mean, shit, man. Like, the sheer terror to be on that bus as it fucking went off the damn bridge, and and then coming into water, everybody knows if you do like a fucking belly flop, that fucking water is like concrete, man. You see how this fucking bus looks, that shit was fucking crazy impact, and a lot of people, got launched out of there and drowned and all types of stuff, man. And those buses be packed on a lot of these, different countries too, man. Well, shit, here in Babylon, packed to the max, man. It says the bus was traveling in the El Harach area when it swerved off the road and plunged into the Harach River. Victims were rushed to a local hospital where 2 were treated for critical injuries. Some 18 people are reported to have drowned, while 9 were injured. Local media said residents jumped into the ravine in a bid to rescue those involved in the crash before the civil defense crew arrived. Some 25 ambulances, 16 divers, and 4 boats were deployed to help with the search, Algeria's Civil Protection Service said in a statement, with search operations continuing well into the evening. Footage shows dozens of emergency services vehicles crowded around the ravine as rescuers scour the water for victims. Meanwhile, rescue teams are seen carrying parts of the dismembered bus out of the water. The white vehicle appears battered with shattered windows and dislodged doors. Officials have not yet determined the cause of the crash. Road accidents are common in Algeria due to poor conditions, speeding, and mechanical failures, often leading to fatal incidents, man. So, yeah, man. Judgment, judgment, and more judgment, man. Let's get 2 Corinthians 5:11, and it reads, "Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men." This is why, brothers, we do these videos often, to show the terror of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. The scriptures say to fear. Let's get that. This is Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You fear, naturally your respect comes with it, And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has an infinite way of showing why you should fear them. So let's go over to this. So this is from Times Now. Pakistan flash floods on cam, over 360 deleted. More rain horror next. What worsened deadly monsoon? So let's watch this.
In today's study, we focus on analyzing the role of climate change in rainfall in Pakistan. Overall, there is an increase in heavy rainfall due to climate change of about 15%, but we can't exclude much larger changes.
Between 26th June and 3rd August 2025, Pakistan experienced yet another tragic episode of extreme weather during the South Asian monsoon. While the rainfall totals this year were not record-breaking when compared to historical extremes like in 2010 or 2022, the concentration and timing of the rains proved devastating. Human-induced climate change has already increased both the likelihood and intensity of this particular event. However,
they keep talking about this climate change bullshit, but ultimately, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in control of everything, and judgment is going forth. And the sword of the Lord is indeed these Edomites who have weather manipulation capabilities to do these things. I mean, it sounds very similar to what happened in Texas and, I think it was North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, with those flash floods that took out, people here in the States, man. So it would behoove you to seek the Lord while he may be found. For you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and our fellow brethren that may look like the other nations, but their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because we are indeed in some very perilous times, as the scriptures say, man. Let's see. Is Isaiah 29:6, and it reads, Salakia. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, man. So Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi are the ones bringing these evils upon the earth, man. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord is bringing these plagues upon the world, man. Let me get where is it at? Amos. It's Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil, which evil is a compound word, eve meaning time, ill meaning bad, so a bad time, which happened to those, people over there in those countries, right? Heathen, but, our people will be scattered amongst them as well, due to the curse in Deuteronomy 28:64, the diaspora. Says, shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? Right? So that's all from the Lord, man. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi had this happen to these people, man. So it's high time to awake out of sleep, Israel. For nearer is our salvation than when we first believed, man. And things are only going to get worse before they get better. But the hopeful elect will be protected, in these perilous times that are on the horizon, man. So, seek the Lord while he may be found. Seek him 10 times more, as the scriptures say. Call ye upon him while he is near. While the men of the Lord are out, doing these lessons and sighing and crying for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof, and going out to the highways and byways and blowing the trumpet and give a warning to the children of Israel. Seek the Lord, man, because once the Lord closes those doors of mercy and this judgment like this starts coming forth, man, you don't want to be on this side of the equation, man. Trust me. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi know our deepest and darkest fears, man. And the Lord is known as a king of terrors, man. So that's a horrible way to go out, man. Shit's dark. Fucking drowning. I mean, let me see. Let's see this. Here we go. Look at this. This is from Watch Data. It says, what happens when you drown? watch a little bit. Let me turn the music down. Let me see. Actually, right here. So it says, cold and wet. The colder, the deadlier freezing temps can cause deletion in as little as 15 minutes. It says shock. More people are deleted annually from cold water shock than from cycling accidents or fire. Fear is a primitive emotion that releases adrenaline and cortisol into the bloodstream. Weighed down clothes. Wet cotton clothes won't keep you warm, but they create significant drag. They'll call for help. Search for float aid. Open water is all you see, which that in itself is terrifying, because if you don't see no land or nothing, and you gotta struggle to keep, because even if you know how to swim, eventually you're gonna get tired from trying to keep your head above water if you don't have no kind of floating device, man. You know? Here it goes. Yep. It says tread water. In average conditions, a person should be able to tread water for around 2 hours. And that's if the water isn't turbulent, or you're cold, or you don't know how to tread water. There's a lot of factors with that. Yeah, in calm water, you float on your back, float on your front. Then you got to try to keep warm. Increased fear may cause you to lose control of your bladder, but it will help keep you warm. It says mammalian diving reflex. For mammals, chilling and wetting the nostrils triggers a relax with many effects. Blood shift. Firstly, your body will prioritize getting oxygen to the heart and brain. Heart rate slows. So, you see it. Spleen contracts. Vasoconstriction. Avoid gulping water. Yeah, so dehydration. So hey, that's a terrible way to go out, man. If they didn't, those people weren't deleted on impact and they drowned, they got stuck somewhere inside that bus, and the water started coming in there and they couldn't escape in time. That's a fearful thing, man. It is indeed a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. So that's pretty much it. I just want to do this lesson on judgment, and more judgments are going out, and you got to stay in tune with Bahasham, Yahawashi, because a lot of evils are going out in this world, man. So I hope and pray this lesson was edifying to your elect. In closing, I want to thank Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, taught me his truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters out there listening, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, abba, and kwam yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.